Greetings, one and all. Welcome back to NHL 19 franchise mode with your Winnipeg Jets. Yes, we are back here again to play through the 2022 NHL playoffs. Last episode, we played through the second half of the 21/22 NHL season, and the Winnipeg Jets finished the year with a regular season record of 50 wins, 27 losses, and 5 overtime or shootout losses, which was good enough for first place in the Central Division. 4 seasons into our franchise mode, and we clinch our first Central Division title. Took a bit of a while, but we finally got it. So, we have home ice advantage for the majority of the playoffs. We were up against the San Jose Sharks for the first round of the 2022 playoffs, and silly me, I decided to advance a day right at the end of the previous episode, and we've already got a 3-1 win against the Sharks in this series. Matt Duchene with a pair of goals on the game, so that's good. I'm happy that we got that result, but it would have been nice if it was part of this episode. My bad. So let me just show you what the playoff tree looks like, just in case you guys were wondering. So we're 1-0 up in our series. So Chicago are against Dallas. We have the Jets against the Sharks, the Coyotes against the Ducks, the Flames against the Avs, and that's the Western Conference. For the Eastern Conference, we have the Blue Jackets against the Penguins, the Flyers against the Boston Bruins, the Tampa Bay Lightning against the Habs, and the Ottawa Senators against the Florida Panthers. So we have two Canadian teams in the East, and we have two Canadian teams in the West. So 4 Canadian teams make it out of the 18 teams that made it to the playoffs. That's not too bad. I mean, there's only, 8 Canadian teams anyway, so half the Canadian teams in the league have made the playoffs, I think, which isn't too bad. So, let's just take a look at our lines before we carry on this series. So, first line, Panarin, Scheifele, and Laine, they score a ton of points, so it makes sense. Second line, Connor, Duchene, and Ehlers, makes sense. Third line, Ehlers, Roslovic, and Petan. And fourth line, Lemieux, Appleton, and Vesalainen. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Then defense, Roman Josi with Dougie Hamilton, Josh Morrissey with Jacob Trouba, Logan Stanley with Samuel Morin. Yep, sounds good to me. Goaltenders, Connor Hellebuck and Michael Hutchinson is the other goaltender because Eric Comrie is injured. We also have Sami Niku. Who's Nuku? I don't know. Sami Niku and Gabriel Carlson as depth defensemen and Chris Versteeg as a 13th forward. So we have some players to jump into the lineup just in case there's a problem. Yeah, I'm quite happy with the team. I think we really do have a chance here to clinch our 3rd straight Stanley Cup Championship. Now, I'm going to be honest here before we carry on. This is probably going to be the final episode of this series, especially if we win a 3rd straight Stanley Cup. You can't quite get any better than winning 3 consecutive Stanley Cups. That hasn't been done for like 30 years in the NHL. So I think that would be a really nice place to finish it off. Sure, you could argue we could go for a 4th in a row and things like that. But, unfortunately, this series isn't doing very well views-wise compared to some of the other ones where I put more effort into the writing and the editing and the content of it. We'll get more into that at the end of the episode, but let's carry on. Just know that this might be the final episode in this series. I just thought I'd let you know. So, Game 2 against the San Jose Sharks of the first round of the 2022 NHL playoffs. Here we go. Let's do this. So, April 13th, 2022, we have a 3-1 win in Game 1. We are still up for a sweep. We're at home, Logan Couture against Matt Duchene for the opening face-off of Game 2 of the 2022 NHL playoffs. First period. Okay, it's a 2-0 lead to the Sharks. Merkley and Pavelski score on Connor Hellebuck. 12 shots to 6 in favour of the away visiting San Jose Sharks. Come on, Jets. Second period. Okay, San Jose Sharks are 3-0 up. Pavelski scores. 25 shots to 16. Okay, it's gone 4-0. Evander Kane scores right early into the 3rd period. I'm just going to sim the rest of the period. It's a 6-1 victory for the San Jose Sharks. Yeah, so quite a few guys getting some goals. Jacob Trouba manages to break the shutout. But yeah, I think just skip past that one as quick as possible. 3 points for Pavelski for the first star. 3 points for Kane for the second star. And Forsberg gets the 3rd star as the goaltender for the Sharks. Okay, so that wasn't a very good game for us. We win 3-1, then we lose 6-1. So the series is tied going into Game 3. We're now visiting the SAP Center at San Jose. Come on, Jets, you know you can do this. Here we go, Game 3. Let's take the lead in this series once more. I know you can do it, boys. Roslovic against Couture for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, no score after the first. 11 shots apiece at the end of the first period. A very equal period by the looks of it on paper. Come on, Jets. Let's do this, boys. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. 20 shots to 17, though, favouring the hometown Sharks. Times 8 simulating the third period. An early power play for the San Jose Sharks, but we managed to kill off the penalty. Haven't had a shot on goal. It took us about 7 minutes to get our first shot on goal in this period. A 5-on-3 power play for the Jets. They can't do it. Wow, okay. This is a very defensively minded game at the moment by the looks of it. As the period comes to an end, we go to overtime in Game 3 of Round 1. 29 shots to 23 in favour of San Jose. Come on, Jets. Just take this win. Steal this win from them at home. Here we go. Times 8 simulation for overtime. A power play. Oh, we can't quite do anything. They have a power play. We kill it off. A power play for us. We can't do anything about it. Okay. Another power play for us. We can't do anything about it. Oh, come on, Jets. They've got so many more shots on goal than us. Another power play. Can't do anything about it either. We've had 4 power plays in this overtime. Wow. So we're going to double overtime. They've had 40 shots. We've had 33. We had 4 power plays. Maybe one of them was slightly reduced, sure, but 4 power plays in that period and we couldn't get it done. And one of them was a 5-on-3 for a whole 2 minutes. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to press the simulate button and like a second in, somebody's going to score. Please let it be the Winnipeg Jets. Here we go. Double overtime. Come on, Winnipeg Jets. And we do. Mark Scheifele. There you go, boy. Nice goal. 35th shot of the game. Both goaltenders definitely deserve first and second stars. Hellebuck with 40 saves on the night. Forsberg 34 saves. And Scheifele with the game-winning goal. Pretty textbook 3 stars of the night, if you ask me. So, we managed to steal Game 3 from the San Jose Sharks. They were outplaying us there. Jets. You need to pick it up. So, 2-1 up in this series. We win this game. We can shut this down at home in 5 games. Here we go. Let's do this. At the SAP Centre. Last season, we went undefeated away from home. Can we keep that up this year? Zach Smith against Mark Scheifele for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, 1-0 lead to San Jose. Alex Chasson scores on Connor Hellebuck. 9 shots to 7 in favour of the Sharks. Second period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game. Panarin ties the game, but LeBanc scores on Hellebuck. 20 shots to 14, though, in favour of the Jets. Times 8 simulate the third period. Come on, Jets, tie this game up, fellas. You know you want to. Don't let them tie this series up. Thank you, Patrick Laine. Hey, nice job. The Finnish Flash Jr. Another power play goal for Patrick Laine. Beautiful. 2-goal third period. Oh, beautiful. I love it, Patrick Laine. And then Nikolai Ehlers adds the insurance marker. That's a good fight back. A 3-goal third period. We were 2-1 down going into the third. We take it 4-2. Good victory, Jets. Laine with 3 points, Panarin with 3 points, and Scheifele with 3 assists. The first line's rocking again, ladies and gents. Wonderful. 5 points in 4 games for Scheifele too. Good. Oh, that's not too bad. So a 3-1 series lead in round 1 so far. Now we are up against the Sharks again. We're at home. We are 1-1 at home so far. Let's shut this down in front of our home fans. Come on, boys. You know you can do it. So, Roslovic against Melker Karlsson for the opening face-off of what might be the final game of round 1. Let's hope it is. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game. Couture opens the scoring, but Scheifele and Kyle Connor manages to score on Anton Forsberg. However, 14 shots to 13 in favour of San Jose. Come on, Jets, you can do this. Second period. Okay, it's a 4-1 game. Appleton scores his first of the playoffs and Kyle Connor adds a second. 24 shots to 21 in favour of San Jose. We'll times 8 simulate. If it goes to 5-1, we'll just sim the rest of the game. I just want to see if there's anything exciting happens. Thomas Hertel manages to cut the lead to 2. Patrick Laine adds another one. That's 3 goals in 2 games for our Finnish star. Halfway through the third period, it looks like we're going to take this, boys. A very convincing series win against the San Jose Sharks. It was very close in some of those games, I will say, though. Oh, 5-3. Pavelski scores with about 2 minutes left. An empty netter for Patrick Laine. He's averaging 2 goals a game in his last 2 games. It's not too bad. And a 6-3 victory for the Winnipeg Jets. Patrick Laine, 3 points. Scheifele, 3 points. And Kyle Connor, a pair of goals. So, first round in the books. We've done it. Nice job. So, if we simulate a day, let's see what's going on. Nothing crazy. So, if we take a look at that series as a whole, it's a 5-game series. They completely destroyed us in Game 2. But other than that, well, yeah, there was only one game where it was a 1-goal differential. Every single other one, there were 2 games where it was a 2-goal differential, 1 game where it was a 3-goal, and 1 game where it was a 5-goal. And the 5-goal one was the one that they won. So we completely dropped the ball in game 2, but other than that, we played a very, very strong series, I think. We're through to the next round in 5 games. You can't really get much easier than that, you know? Or much more convincing than that, that is. So, let's go and, yeah. This series was a walk in the park. It was, let's be honest. I'm not expecting every single series to be a 5-game series, you know. And we're still undefeated away from home in the playoffs. We haven't lost a playoff game away from home yet in almost 2 seasons. Oh, excuse me. Here we are again. The Chicago Blackhawks. The last 3 playoffs we have played against the Chicago Blackhawks. The last 2 years it's been in the first round. This year it's in the second round. They played a very good season. They were quite good against us in the regular season. So this is going to be quite a difficult one for us. They were the team that came second in our division. We have home ice advantage. Let's see if we can do this. So, we have the Jets against the Blackhawks, the Flames against the Ducks, we have the Flyers against the Blue Jackets, and the Senators against the Lightning. So 3 Canadian teams have made it through to the second round. So the only the Canadian team that didn't make it through was the Habs. Fair enough. So, Chicago, Winnipeg, round 2 of hopefully our three-peat season. Let's play game 1, folks. Here we go. At home at the Bell MTS Place. Let's do this, boys. Kane against Scheifele for the opening face-off of game 1 of round 2. First period. Okay, it's a 2-0 lead. Panarin and Dougie Hamilton. Hamilton's first goal of the playoffs. I think that might be Panarin's first goal of the playoffs as well. Good job, boys. 17 shots to 11 in favour of Winnipeg. Second period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game. Matthias Janmark manages to score a goal to cut the lead in half. 26 shots to 18 in favour of Winnipeg at the end of the second. An early power play for the Jets. Can't quite get anything done on it. It's ×8 simulation. Come on, Jets. Hold this lead. Get that insurance marker again, Jets. I don't like having a 1-goal lead going into the third period. It just doesn't make me feel very good, I've got to be honest. Okay, the final 5 minutes of the game. Is there going to be a hero, or will it stay as it is? There you go. It's a 2-1 victory for the Winnipeg Jets. Thank you very much, Hellebuck. So, James Reimer gets the first star of the game. 37 saves on 39 shots. Connor Hellebuck, the second star, with 26 saves on 27 shots. And Panarin with the game-winning goal? Yeah, it must be the game-winning goal. Yeah, Panarin with the game-winning goal. Not too bad. 9 points in 6 games for Mark Scheifele so far. He's averaging an assist a game this playoffs. Not too bad. So, game 2 against the Blackhawks at the Bell MTS Place. Let's do this, boys. So, Scheifele against Hayden for the opening face-off of game 2. Come on, Jets, let's do this. First period. Okay, it's a 2-1 game. Patrick Kane opens the scoring, but Laine and Nick Patan with his first of the playoffs manages to make it a 2-1 Winnipeg lead. 13 shots apiece, though, for either team. So a very tightly contested game at the moment, but 1 goal separating these 2 teams. Second period. Okay, no score after the second. So, 27 shots to 25 in favour of Chicago going into the third period. And Austin Watson manages to tie the game against Connor Hellebuck. Wow, okay, so this is a different game from game 1. Power play for the Blackhawks. Managed to kill it off. Well done, boys. Power play for us. Come on. It would have been nice if we could have scored on that. Final 5 minutes of the third period of game 2. Is anyone going to score? No, we moved to overtime. So our second overtime game of this playoffs. We won the last one, which is a good sign, but that doesn't mean anything in this series. 40 shots to 31 in favour of Chicago. So Hellebuck has had to stand tall in his net. Thank you very much, Connor Hellebuck. All you got to do is stand tall for another 20 minutes or so, and you'll be rewarded with a good win. And that's what we really need, Hellebuck. Here we go, overtime period. Come on, Jets. You can win this, boys. Oh, and we did. Nikolai Ehlers. See, this is why I don't trade him. He's a very useful player on the second line. He's 88 overall, and he gets the job done. You know, I was contemplating trading him at the trade deadline, but then I figured, no, there's no point. And times like this is exactly why, you know. Good. Thank you very much, Nikolai Ehlers. Lovely win. Yes! So, 3-2 victory. Hellebuck with 39 saves on the night gets the first star. Ehlers with the game-winning goal, and Patan with the previous game-winning goal before they tied it up take the second and third stars. Patrick Laine, 9 points in 7 games. He's almost averaging a goal a game in this playoffs. Wow. So, 2-0 up in this series. We move to the United Centre. We are still undefeated away from home. I keep saying that because I keep thinking it's going to jinx us, so I don't have to bring it up anymore. But we keep winning games away. So let's see what happens here, folks. Game 3. Chicago still have the chance to be swept in this second round. Jonathan Toews against Mark Scheifele for the opening face-off of Game 3 of Round 2. First period. Oh my goodness. Wow, okay. A 5-0 lead at the end of the first period. 5 goals on 15 shots. So Panarin opens the scoring, then like 20 seconds later Duchesne scores, then 20 seconds later Roslovic scores, then just over halfway through the period Hamilton scores, and then just under 3 minutes left Laine scores. So we had 1 goal from a defenseman, 2 goals from our first line, 1 from our second, and 1 from our third. Wow, okay then. I think we're going to win this one, folks. Second period. Okay, it's a 6-2 game. Laine adds another. Toews and Sakura managed to break the shutout. It's a 33 shots to 13 in favour of Winnipeg. And third period. There you go. A 7-2 victory. Brendan Lemieux with his first of the playoffs. 7-2 victory. Panarin 4 points. Laine a pair of goals. And Scheifele 3 assists. A great game for Artemi Panarin there. The first line keeps clicking. 13 points in 8 games for Artemi Panarin so far this playoffs. And we stay undefeated away from home in the playoffs. That's crazy. I keep thinking I'm going to jinx myself by saying it. And, like, it should jinx me. Every time I mention something else that's positive about the team or a player, I jinx me. Or I jinx them. So why hasn't that? I mean, we still have the chance here because we have the chance to sweep the Chicago Blackhawks at the United Centre in round 2. Here we go, let's do it. Game 4. Will we stay undefeated away from home in the playoffs? Or will they manage to break our winning streak? Here we go, let's find out. First period. Okay, no score after the first period. 10 shots to 8 in favour of the Jets. Oh, this is a close game, folks. Chicago really don't want to be swept, that's for sure. Second period. Okay, Chicago take the lead. Patrick Maroon scores on Hutchinson. Why is Hutchinson in the net? I know it's the chance to be swept, but you don't really use your backup goalie in the playoffs, especially one that's 80 overall. Okay. Third period then. We're going to lose this game, aren't we? We're definitely going to lose this game. I'm just not expecting us to be able to score a goal here. I mean, we put 5 past them in the first period last game. Halfway through the third period already. We're getting, like, no shots on goal. A power play for us, we can't score on it. Yeah, I'm expecting our away winning streak to end here. Fair enough. Congratulations, Chicago. It took 6 playoff series, but we finally had our away winning streak in the playoffs broken. James Reimer with the shutout on 30 saves. Hutchinson 31 saves on 32 shots. And Maroon with the game-winning goal to make it a 1-0 victory for the Chicago Blackhawks. Hopefully Connor Hellebuck isn't actually injured, because that would really hurt us, and I don't want Hutchinson to be in goal for us. But I guess they gave Hutchinson the start because we had the chance to sweep. Fair enough, I get it. Gave Hellebuck the chance to rest. But now we move back to the Bell MTS Place. Let's do this. Game number 5. Toews against Scheifele for the opening face-off. Chicago are still facing elimination if they lose this game. First period. Okay, it's a 1-0 lead to them. Jonathan Toews scores. However, 13 shots to 12 in favour of the hometown Jets. Come on, Winnipeg, let's do this. Second period. Okay, it's a 3-1 game. Patrick Kane and Jonathan Toews adds his second. Kyle Connor breaks the shutout against James Reimer. 24 shots to 21 in favour of Chicago. Times 8 simulate the third period. Come back in this game, Winnipeg. You know you want to. You know it's possible. It's the Chicago Blackhawks, for goodness sake. Like, they're very much a shell of their former team. Clearly not, because they're beating us 3-1 in Game 5 of the series. And it's a 4-1 game. Just sim the rest of the period. Just put me out of my misery. Patrick Laine scores and Duncan Keith gets an empty netter. A 5-2 victory for the Blackhawks. 4 points for Kane, 3 points for Toews, and the third star goes to James Reimer. So, they're managing to shut down our first line for most of the game. That means we're not winning. Do not let them take this to 7 games, please, Winnipeg. I do not want this to go to 7 games. Please don't let that happen. Let's hold a team meeting. Come on, boys. Put this series behind us. All the scratch players are like, yeah, screaming from the back of the room. Yeah! do what Odd Man Rush says, even though we don't get to actually play in the games and have any effect on it. So, game number 6 of the series. We've got to do it here, boys. I do not want it to go to 7 games. Here we go. Taves against Scheifele for the opening face-off of Game 6 of Round 2. First period. It's a 1-0 lead to them again. Sakura scores on Hellebuck with 8 seconds left. 13 shots to 9 in favour of the Blackhawks. Winnipeg, do something, please. We need to win this series. Second period. Thank you. See you. Tie the game up. Roman Josi scores. Patrick Laine takes the lead, but Matthias Janmark scores to make it a 2-2 game. 22 shots to 19 in favour of Winnipeg at the end of the second period. Time out simulating the third period. They've got an early power play. Good. Nice kill. Come on, Jets. Break this tie again. Thank you, Josh Morrissey. See, he doesn't score many goals, but when he does score them, they're pretty clutch. Final 5 minutes of the game. Can we hold on to this lead, Winnipeg? I bloody hope you can. Final minute of the game, and there you go. The Winnipeg Jets are through to the conference finals for the 3rd consecutive season. Or is it the 4th consecutive season? Yeah, we made it through to the conference finals in year 1, didn't we? Hey, 4th consecutive season. Roman Josi with the 3rd star, Scheifele a pair of assists for the 2nd star, and Connor Hellebuck with the 1st star, 35 saves on the night. Yeah, makes sense. 15 points in 11 games for Artemi Panarin. The Flames and the Ducks are going to 7 games. The Blue Jackets are through and the Lightning are through. So, 2 Canadian teams have the chance to go through. There's either going to be 1 or 2 Canadian teams going through. Let's see what happens. We are up against the Calgary Flames. So, a Canadian Western Conference Finals. The final 2 Canadian teams in the playoffs are going up against each other in the Western Conference Finals. The Calgary Flames, one of the best teams in the regular season this year. So we've had a 5-game series victory, a 6-game series victory. They had a better regular season than us, only by 3 points though. They had 1 more win. No, not by 3 points, by 5 points. They had 1 more regulation win and 3 more overtime or shootout losses than us. So, Game 1 at the Scotiabank Saddledome. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals. Here we go, boys. Scheifele against Sean Monahan for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, 1-0 lead to us. Nick Patan scores on Braden Holtby. 18 shots to only 4 in favour of Winnipeg. 4 shots in 20 minutes, Calgary. Wow. Second period. Okay, no score in the second. 27 shots to 15 in favour of Winnipeg. Times 8 simulate the third period. Get that insurance marker, please, Jets. Come on. I hate 1-goal leads in this game. Oh, kill off this penalty, please. Good penalty kill, Jets. Nice job, fellas. And Matthew Tkachuk ties the game with about 7 minutes 50 left. And Majini Payne scores with about 6 minutes left. Winnipeg, what did I say about getting the insurance marker? Thank you, Roman Josi. Ties the game with 37 seconds left. I was about to go really hard on the Winnipeg Jets arses. I'm not going to lie, I was really going to rip into them. The fact that they've given up 2 goals in the third period to try and throw this game away. But Roman Josi, a clutch goal there. 34 shots to 26 in favour of Winnipeg. It's a 2-2 game going into overtime. We are 2-0 in overtimes this playoffs. Let's see if we can carry that on. Let's see if we can pick it up, get the win here in OT. Here we go. Come on, Jets. Let's do this, boys. Get this victory, Winnipeg. I'm feeling you, boys. We're undefeated in overtime so far. Let's keep it that way, fellas. You're getting lots of lovely shots on goal. You've just got to convert one into a goal now. That's all you got to do. And they score. Sean Monahan. Thanks, bud. Really appreciate it, dude. 8 minutes 30 left in overtime. Manages to take the victory for them. Holtby with the first star, 40 saves. Monahan with 2 points. And Ryan Hartman with 2 points to make the 3 stars of the game. 15 points in 12 games for Artemi Panarin. Hasn't scored many goals. He's averaging an assist a game, though, so he's not doing too bad, is he? Game number 2 at the Scotiabank Saddledome. We lost our 2nd game in 2 seasons away from home. Monahan against Roslovic for the opening face-off. We need a bounce-back game here, Winnipeg. Make it a convincing win here, boys. First period. 1-0 lead to them. Great. Curdales! Don't you get revenge on us for not re-signing you. You didn't even want to re-sign with us. I was happy to keep you, buddy. God damn you, Curdales. 12 shots to 10 in favour of Calgary at the end of the first period. Come on, Jets. Second period. Really? Really? You give up 3 in the second. Lindholm, Monahan and Hartman. It's a 4-0 lead to Calgary. 23 shots apiece at the end of the second. Just going to simulate through this period because I'm not expecting them to do anything. And third period. There you go. We got one. Line broke the shutout. It's very nice of him. But we lost 5-1. Monahan with 3 points. Holtby with the second star with 33 saves. And Lindholm with a pair of points also. Right, we're going to shake the lines, boys. Because you guys have forgotten how to play hockey. And our first line seem to be the only people that turn up. So, Panarin. Yeah, no. If we go... Roslovic, you're a third scoring line forward. Yeah, I do kind of want to keep you guys together. But I'm going to put Appleton on the second line, actually. Defense. Morrissey's up at an 85, which is good. But maybe... Nah, I don't really want to change anything about that. No. Okay, so we've made a couple of changes. Panarin's dropped to the second line. Let's see if that makes any sort of difference. We go home now for game number 3. We need to win this one, otherwise we're one game away from elimination. Let's not end this series with going out in the conference finals. We've got to win the Stanley Cup again, boys. We've got to do it. So, game 3 of the series. First game at home in the conference finals for the Jets. Let's do this, boys. Do it for your home fans. Kyle Connor against Curtis Lazar for the opening face-off. First period. It's a 1-0 lead to us. Good. Appleton, put him on the third line. Scores a goal. Good man. 7 shots to 5 in favour of Winnipeg. Very defensively minded game so far. Second period. There you go. There you go. Thank you, boys. Scheifele, Yossi and Panarin all score on Braden Holtby. 25 shots to 13 in favour of Winnipeg at the end of the second period. And third period, there you go. They break the shutout, Elias Lindholm on Hellebuck. But a 4-1 victory against the Calgary Flames. 3 assists for Dougie Hamilton, 25 saves for Hellebuck, and a pair of points for Roman Yossi. Much better, boys. Well done. Why would Appleton be upset with his recent production? He just scored the game-winning goal for us in a game that we really needed to win. I don't quite understand that. How's the other series doing? Looks like Columbus might be going through to the Stanley Cup finals. Ooh, interesting. So, game number 4 of the series. If we win this, it becomes a best of 3. And that's exactly what we want right now. Here we go. We won our last game at home. Let's do it again, boys. Let's do it. Sam Bennett against Patrick Laine for the opening face-off. First period. Okay, it's a 1-1 game. Ehlers opens the scoring, but Matthew Tkachuk ties it up with just under 5 minutes left in the period. 8 shots to 7 in favour of Winnipeg. Come on, boys. Second period. Okay, it's a 3-2 game to Calgary. Backlund and James Neal score, but Patan manages to score as well. 19 shots to 16 at the end of the second. Get that tying goal, Winnipeg. You've got to do it. Come on, Jets. And Neal scores his second of the game. Power play. Oh, I really needed you to score on that one. James Neal scores a hat-trick. Great. It's exactly what we needed. This hasn't ended out very well, has it? So, ladies and gentlemen, we are facing elimination. For the first time in 3 playoffs, I should say, we are facing elimination in the playoffs. Neal with a hat-trick, Backlund with 3 points, and Holtby with 27 saves. Calgary, they're a strong team. They did better than us in the regular season, so it does make sense. This isn't good. This is not good at all. So, Panarin, I'm bringing you back up. Let's just go with the OG group, see if it works. I don't really know what else we can do here, boys. So, let's go to the next game against the Calgary Flames. If we lose this game, we miss out on the chance of a three-peat. Excuse me, a three-peat. I'm like, I'm getting old and dying. Yeah, so, I mean, making it through to the conference finals in every single season we play in this series, I would be quite happy with. But I want to win the Stanley Cup 3 straight times. I'd be much happier with that. So, times 8 simulation. Let's see how we do, boys. Sean Monahan against Scheifele for the opening face-off of game number 5. Let's see how it happens. A power play for the Calgary Flames. We managed to kill it off. Well done, boys. Not many shots on goal taking place. Winnipeg are starting to get a few shots on goal. Final 5 minutes of the first period. And Michael Backlund manages to break the tie. So, the Calgary Flames have taken the lead in Game 5 already. 11 shots to 9 in favour of the hometown Flames. Could this be the end of the Winnipeg Jets dynasty? Let's see in the second period. Come on, Winnipeg. And Backlund scores a second of the game. And Curdills! I don't like you, Curdills. I'm glad I didn't sign you now. You're a mug. Yeah, I'm not holding out much hope, folks. Let's be honest. I think this is the end of our playoff journey. Less than 5 minutes to go in the second period. Oh, Kyle Connor adds one on the board. That's good. So we break the shutout. We cut the lead to just 2 heading into the third period. But ladies and gentlemen, I think the dynasty of the Winnipeg Jets is over. They won back-to-back Stanley Cups. They've made it through to the conference finals once again, but I think their journey is over. Times they simulate the third period. Can the Winnipeg Jets come back in this game? Oh, Patan scores to cut the lead to 1. This is promising. Come on, Jets. Tie this game, fellas. Oh, go on. Power play. Come on. You've got to. You've got to. Come on. Oh, with 5 minutes left in the game, you couldn't score? Oh, no. And ladies and gentlemen, it's over. In the conference finals in 5 games, the Winnipeg Jets have been eliminated by the Calgary Flames. Backlund with the 2 goals that really did seal the deal for them. Kerdils, the mug, manages to get a goal. Yeah, have fun being a consistent NHL player for the rest of your career. You're not going to win the cup. I'm rooting for Columbus. I'm rooting for Columbus to win the cup, just so Kerdils doesn't get it. Okay, so let's simulate onwards. I mean, we can't really be too sad. Another team needed to win it at some point. So let's go to the 22nd. So roster moves. Oh, Eric Comrie has decided to come back. Thanks, bud. Not that we needed you. I mean, it would have been nice in that game with Hutchinson. I don't know. So the 3rd of June, have we got our Stanley Cup champion? Come on, Columbus. Come on, Columbus. Come on, Columbus. You can do it, boys. Oh, you've offered me a new contract. Well, I mean, I'll accept it. But, oh, how many teams have offered me contracts? So we've got Anaheim, Boston, Buffalo, Calgary. Calgary have offered me a contract. Wow, fair play. Carolina, Chicago, Colorado, Columbus, Dallas, Montreal, the Rangers, the Senators, the Flyers, the Lightning, the Jets. That's almost half the teams in the league have offered me a contract. Who's offered me the most money? Jesus, Boston, $4 million? Oh, no, Chicago, almost $5 million. So I think that's the best offer. Yeah, I mean, I'm going to go with the Winnipeg Jets, obviously, because we're going to end the series here anyway. So let's just simulate to the 13th. I just want to see who won the Stanley Cup, you know. So, the 2022 Stanley Cup goes to the Calgary Flames. So, Nick Kerdils has won 3 straight Stanley Cup Championships. God, I mean, it makes sense for him to have moved from our team to Calgary then. Fair play. And the Vancouver Canucks affiliate, the Utisha Comets, have managed to win the Calder Cup. Fair play. So, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's going to be the end of our franchise mode series here. After 4 seasons in the NHL with the Winnipeg Jets, 4 conference finals appearances, 2 Stanley Cup finals appearances, and 2 Stanley Cup championships back to back, I think it's safe to say we had a pretty good series here with the Winnipeg Jets in NHL 19. Yeah, I'm deciding to call it a day on both this and my Be a Pro series because the viewership and the viewing numbers and the views and everything like that don't really stack up as much as they do compared to my Whatever Happened To series or my Alternate Hockey History series and things like that. Also, with those videos, you guys seem to be a lot more engaged in the content. You seem to enjoy the quality of it and the editing and the subject matters on that a little bit more. With these sort of videos, we average about 150 views a video on them, whereas with my Whatever Happened To's, we average like 1,000 views a video, and my Alternate Hockey History is like 350 views a video. So it kind of makes sense for me to focus more on those videos and making sure they're the best that they can be and they're really well edited. I'm now using a new editing software, which is brilliant, so I can look into that more and spend more time writing them and collecting all the footage and everything like that to make sure they're the best possible, rather than pumping loads and loads of videos out. I'd rather, at this point, now that I'm starting to build a bit of an audience, I'd rather go for a few less uploads a week, but they're really good quality, or the best quality at the time that I think, than shipping out loads and loads of videos a day, you know? So, yeah, I think this will be the end of NHL 19 content on the channel in terms of videos. I will probably come back and do live streams every once in a while where we either do franchise modes or Be a Pro stuff, just so we can keep that going, and it means that you guys can talk to me as it happens, and I can talk to you as it happens, and it's a bit more Like, you guys can help me with trades, and you guys can help me with certain players and certain lines. I think it's, with doing franchise modes and stuff like that on live stream, especially when you guys are talking to me and making your opinions known and stuff like that, it's a lot more interactive than you just watching the video and telling me afterwards. So yeah, that's kind of the reasoning behind my decision. I hope you guys understand. For those of you who've been watching the franchise mode since the very beginning, since the EA Access trial of NHL 19, thank you very much. I really do appreciate you guys supporting it up until this point. But yes, I'm going to end this episode and this series here, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I hope you have enjoyed. Please feel free to like, subscribe, share, or watch some of my other videos. Thank you very much for watching, and goodbye. A big thank you to Chris Gadsby and Max Artis for helping support this video via Patreon. If you too want to help support the channel a little bit further and get a shout out at the end of any future videos, make sure you head over to patreon.com/oddmanrush and become a patron today.